Could you comment briefly on the difference between the contract between insurer and client and the contract between the advisor and his client?
The policy of insurance, or contract if you want to call it that, between the insurance company and the client is the document that the client gets, and it's based on the benefits given and the premium that they pay for that. There is no relationship between the insurer and the advice that happens between the financial advisor and the client. That's a separate agreement and information, because we just get the information from them and then agree to the contract that occurs between the insurer and the client.
Could you maybe comment on the feeling that they're under more obligation to perform in front of the FAIS ombud?
I think that it's becoming a trend that the clients want some sort of some sort of satisfaction of their complaint. And so they go through various processes, and then they do go back and then accuse the broker of not doing their job, because that's the last stand that they have. So once the insurer has said no and the long-term ombudsman has said no, you tend to have that last avenue that they go to the FAIS ombudsman. I do think that they get their fair share of complaints because of that, because where the process should stop elsewhere, it's going to continue onto them, onto their plates. So I do think it's in a way their feeling is justified, that somehow they are, when everyone else has said no and gotten off the hook, that they land up carrying the can.
What is the onus on the insurer then in terms of the contract that they have with a client versus the onus of the advisor in terms of his contract with his client?
The insurance contract, I think, is very clear between the insurer and the client. It's covering a condition for a premium, and it's set up with the contract, and that's the contract that is applied. When it comes to the advisor, it's advice, and we are not party to that advice. So it does sometimes feel as though the insurer is pushing the responsibility back on the advisor, but we cannot make any comment on what goes on between the client and the advisor, because we're not party to that contract or to that discussion.